Hello everyone and welcome to the Pokemon Seasonal League Season 7 Primary Playoffs Finals Post-Commentated with me, your league owner, Season 5 champion, and coach of our season, CyanChimera. Co-commentating with me is...
I'm CLONT. I'm the coach of the Charlottetown Charizards. Is my first season.
Local Banana, coach of the Raiku's 1, Season 5 rigged, and this season Mickey Mouse doesn't count COVID tax.
And I'm Termnal, the coach of the Philadelphia Frillish, and I've been around here pretty much as long as Cyan has.
Thank you all for introducing yourselves, and Banana, we will be having words after this about your loose mouth. Season 5. Definitely
the con is
rigged,
the real
guys.
owner. Change my...
Wasn't rigged. Definitely wasn't rigged, guys. It's definitely not a coincidence that the owner won. It's not rigged. So anyway, today we are bringing you the finals game between Arkhan and the Slutpuff versus Lizardu and the Sheauriken's Waterfall. So, do you guys want to start with looking at this team matchup?
Well, there's definitely some sort of a ditto matchup here, as Terminal was saying earlier. They have this base the same. You have Sard with Sand and Drill, so it was something interesting to watch because half the team is the same pretty much. So thinking how they're gonna outplay each other, having such a similar base, was interesting.
I just want everyone to know that Banana's saying he's watched this game. He hasn't watched this game yet, so this is going to be his first time seeing it.
Well, you know what? You say the Season 5 wasn't rigged, then it's still rigged, so here we are.
So...
Banana, be nice to Cyan. He has one achievement, alright? Be nice.
I actually have 4 championships, thank you very much. Although they are all...
Hey, just like your 0-4 record versus me. You really want to talk about 4?
Yeah, well, I am a fan of Arsenal, so all we talk about is 4.
Yeah, 4 times 2 maybe. And then remember the 0-4 record versus me? That's what I thought.
Okay, so sorry everyone, we have a cut here. We had some technical issues, so we're restarting. So as you can see here, we start with the Palisand lead and the Mega Charizard Y lead. So this is a good lead for Arkhan because he can get his Sun up, and as we see the Tarantula switch and the Mega Evolution, which keeps Sun up rather than Sand, as we see the Rubber Ball. This is good chip on the Tyranitar, and he can threaten the Solar Beam, so this is a really good start for Arkhan. Anything you guys want to
add? Pretty risky play, because they could have, there were just so many switch-ins. I guess Weather Ball was always the good one, but now they're in a position where they're kind of forced to switch out. So I think it was a good mid-ground play, but I feel this turn could have been a little different to benefit the Charizard more on its attack.
Yeah, and I suppose even with Arkhan, I suppose can't really stay in case we see a Scarf Tyranitar out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not actually the worst turn for Lizardu. As we see now, Arkhan does actually switch into the Weezing, as we see the Rock Blast. And he does actually get 5 hits. Yikes.
So, something that I thought, at least based off this turn, was either that his Zard doesn't have coverage or doesn't have enough investment to kill Tyranitar. Because especially if you have Focus Blast or Solar Beam, I don't see why you don't click it there. He doesn't really have a great switch into either of them that he wants to switch into.
I think it was just...
So that's just kind of something that I thought. I forget what his sets were.
So as we see now here, we see the Weezing just come in as we see Heavy Slam, which does nothing. No Rocky Helmet, interesting. But we do see the Ferrothorn switch and the Gigalith switch. So quite a slow start, would you say?
Yeah, generally they're both trying to scout like what the sets are. especially because the
Yep,
teams are
we're
so similar.
doing the safest play possible, which in the finals game is normal, and none of them have really gotten anything huge on each other.
Yeah, obviously, good opportunity for Rox here for Lizardu, which he doesn't actually do Palisand, as we see a body press. So neither are going for Rox right now. But we will
Rox
actually
are
see
definitely
Rox here, I believe.
good
Yeah,
with
Rox
two
here,
Zards.
as we see the yard. Now we see switch into Feeny, as we see a Will-O-Wisp, which is negated due to terrain, so that's a good turn for Lizardu. So this turn, big turn. We see a Will-O-Wisp.
This is an interesting turn. Not sure about the Fairthorn switch.
Yeah, so that kind of goes back to what I thought earlier. Like he did 37% with Weather Ball to Tyranitar. You would have killed it with Focus Blast Solar Beam. I don't know why you wouldn't click it. And if you're gonna think that he doesn't have it, then why would you switch to Ferrothorn if he just has fire moves to click at you? Like what does it cover on the switch-in that doesn't just switch into normally on his team?
Yeah, and that's just one of those tough spots because they didn't really have any other switch in. Like no matter what they would have gone out to, it would have still taken a big hit. So I still, like you all said, I still disagree with the Ferrothorn being out. But at that point, it was like even if they went T-Tar, we saw the damage earlier. Even though with T-Tar it could have maybe forced the switch still somehow, but
Well, T-Tar would have set Sand up and gotten the Spadef boost, so it would have taken less than it did the first time.
Yeah, I think really.
that's true. But I guess if you were,
Yeah, I think the play really was either go T-Tar or go into Charizard of his own.
Well, did he have flip turn on Feeny?
No, Feeny,
I don't
well,
remember.
we don't allow
I didn't look at his stats after the game.
Yeah, we don't allow it on anyway, even if it does get it.
Oh,
Because-
I forgot it didn't get flip turn.
Yeah.
So I'm confused with last season.
Yeah, so I would have gone Zard personally, but Ferrothorn's gone, so that's massive for Arkhan. And we obviously
Yeah,
see
no
the
Ferrothorn makes it
Charizard come
a
in
very
now,
free Dracovish game.
and as we see now, it's just free turn growth, which is why we now see the Zard switch, which is a good play. Obviously, we see the Gigalith, which should easily tank Zard. As we see, it takes the fair bits. Not as well as I expected, actually. You'd think Gigalith would get better. So it's essentially not a very...
Gigalith doesn't have as much defense as you'd think. Like it's still bulky, but like there's a reason it's a like 8-point Mon or something. It just isn't as defensive as you want it to be.
Yeah, it looks like it's just had a giant Fizz death. Obviously.
I mean, it has 130 base, but physical defense.
Yeah, but that's like good chip because after another Flare Blitz or something, if there's any more chip on it, it just drops to an Earthquake from Zard. So,
Or even it also makes Extra better because Earthquake can probably kill now, even unboosted.
yeah, but both
Or
Palisand,
close at least.
obviously both Palisand and Feeny are just decent switches here. And as we see Feeny come in,
Yeah.
as we see rocks go up, it's always useful, although the Charizard has now Megaed, so it won't take 50. You see Tangrowth not getting rid of these best. Now here we see the Protect and scouting what Tangrowth has as we see the Earthquake prediction, predicting the Charizard. And we now do see the Charizard and we see the Giga Drain, so Lizardu getting the prediction right here. And now we do see the Gigalith coming again, as we see the Roost. Safe switch to Palisand. As we see switch into Weezing. Setting up the Misty Terrain. This is the key turn because we see the Memento. So now
Memento into the Dracovish.
So now we see
I think
Weezing's gone. Misty Terrain's up. Sand is set up. it's time for Mr. Vish.
I think
Now-
up until that point, like until the memento, Lizardu had a really good sequence. He got the Zard healed up, he got the Palisand in pretty free. He had a good Earthquake Shadow Ball chance there to get some chip on something, and then that memento was some really good tech.
Yeah, and especially with the
Yeah, that was nice by Arkhan.
yeah, especially now the Ferrothorn gone. Mr. Vish does Mr. Vish things because you see the Berserk gene, which I'm very glad we're banning next season because we should not have allowed this season.
So top 10 items I didn't know exist. Berserk Gene.
You mean top 1?
I mean, I've seen some other weird items, but none of them do anything. Like Berserk Gene just kind of broke a
Yeah.
lot of stuff. Honestly, anything with Misty Terrain.
So see, now we're just gonna see the Phoenix come in and safe switch, and only roll switch it as we see the substitute, which is good because he can now just give him 2 vicious friends. We see the protect, important, stalls the sand. Although he does. Well, he doesn't lose any health just yet. And now we see vicious friend, which 2 goes. So we see him in last break sub. See it. And now here. I don't know why we don't see it. Oh, I suppose we don't see it protect because he doesn't want to let him sub, so he has to let it go down.
Yeah.
Which does give the Vish another kill anyway, but it was the play he had to make. He couldn't afford to protect. Couldn't afford to
Yeah, he had to
sub.
attack there.
Yeah, and Arkhan just read it how it had to be read. Called it. He managed
Was
to
this the
himself an
last turn of
extra kill.
sand?
Yeah, we've now got one more turn.
That was the last turn of sand.
We've got one more.
Yeah.
Strunter comes in. And obviously just dies to leech life, good recovery. And now we see the Charizard come in, which will threaten it out, as we see the extra predicting Gigalith. And we do actually see the Gigalith, that's a good prediction. And we now see Yardsack, because he doesn't really need it anymore, as we see the Rapid Spin. Which is important for getting extra speed, meaning he outspeeds everything now. This turn I'm not sure about. I'm not sure why you'd corkscrew crash here, but it's just that move. Because now
Yeah, I would say
Probably
that.
because he has kills hard, why otherwise? And he dies to a move in the sun. He
Mm.
doesn't outspeed it because he's in the sun now, and he doesn't want to switch in Zard or Palosan, and he has to guarantee the kill.
Oh, true.
Because I don't think Iron Head would
Yeah,
kill
yeah.
it normally, and it's
Yeah.
immune to Earthquake.
Yeah, because he's obviously double stab hit. Yeah, so you're right. Yeah, you had to do that to get it down. Even though now the Tangrowth can just haul him. As we do see.
Yeah, you can't kill Tangrowth now.
You do see the Tangrowth
Yeah,
coming, obviously.
if he had Swords Dance on the switch, oh no, that doesn't work. Never mind.
Now we see the Swords Dance. Well, if it's Swords Dance on the switch, you wouldn't have the speed boost and Yard and just Oko him.
Yeah, it wouldn't have the speed.
So you see the Earthquake from the Tang. And we see the Iron Head, he has to hope for the flinch. But he doesn't get it. Earthquake. Yeah. And now Drill can do drill things. As we see the Gigalith
So
sack
even at
onto the
this point, if I remember correctly, he still had outs because he hadn't revealed his last move on Charizard yet.
Yeah.
I think my replay is a little behind yours.
Oh.
What turn are you on?
10:29.
29. Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely behind.
Yeah. Dragon Dance. I don't know what his last move would be.
So once he gets the Dragon Dance up, if he has Scale Shot, he actually wins the game. Because at +2 speed, in the sand it doesn't matter. He outspeeds and kills Dracovish, Excadrill, Tangrowth.
Yeah, that's a good point. Actually, I hadn't considered Scale Shot, but I think he had Dragon Claw, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, he ended up having Dragon Claw, but if he did have Scale Shot, that would have been a game-winning move right there.
Actually, I don't think we actually get to see because we see the explosion there. We see the card attack.
Yeah, and then the explosion finishes him off.
Yeah, now the Excadrill just finishes.
Which actually, that explosion was important because if he did have Scale Shot,
Yeah.
Actually, I forget. Nah, because he attacked before the explosion went off. Right?
No, he didn't. He roosted.
Or did he? Yeah, he roosted on the explosion. Yeah. So if he had scale shot, he would have been able to win that turn.
Here we just see extra earthquake, and we see the miss due to sandburn, which is banned, but it doesn't affect the outcome of this game, so it doesn't matter. So here we just see
Thankfully, that would have
Sword
been a crazy to try and replay all the way up to there.
into the scorching sands. No ban. Now we see the Z move, kill Lizard. And we're going to see a pretty simple win here, because Palisand kills the Excadrill, and then Gigalith for Draco Rushing both revenge. Not Gigalith, sorry, Tangrowth. As we see, kills him, goes Tangrowth, and cleans up. So our Season 7 Primary Playoffs champion is Arkhan and his Slutpuff team. So seeing that for the first time, Banana, what are your thoughts?
Berserk Gene busted.
This is an established fact, but yes.
Something I did notice, like that I would like if I was in this Ardu's position, would be given the nature of the match and the teams, I would have made my Zardex def, honestly. The T-Tar, it could do the job, but they were really threatened by a lot. Not that Mega Zardex wouldn't be. I just feel having Mega Zardex more as a defensive mon in this specific game would have maybe helped a bit more in the long run. But overall, I don't think the result would have of Arkhan. It's just such a good team, and the Ditto really didn't work in the opponent's favor.
Yeah.
So I think my main thing. Sorry about that. I think my main thing was just Lizardu just didn't play well around the Zard Y. Like, I'm pretty sure Zard Y is what got all the momentum almost all the time for Arkhan.
Yeah, because the removal of the Ferrophone.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And I did look at his sets because I finally got to pull him up. He didn't have a coverage move. He was Will-O-Wisp, Weatherball, Roost, Dragon Tail, and like a defensive set. So I think knowing that, he just should have played better around it, especially with the Ferrothorn.
Yes, and whenever he sacked the Ferrothorn, I mean, obviously he wouldn't have known that he had Will-O-Wisp, but Misty Train was up at that time, so...
No, he did know he had Will-O-Wisp. He Will-O-Wisped into the Feeny. And
did
then
he?
Switched in. Yeah, he Will-O-Wisped into the
Okay,
Feeny,
so
and then he
that
switched
makes
to
it... So he could have switched to T-Tower. If he Will-O-Wisp, then could get burned because of Misty Train, and then maybe force him out.
Yeah, I just definitely confusing because I think Ferrothorn makes that whole match way easier.
Yeah.
You can get some more chip on Dracovish. Just
yeah, because he can't set.
Other than that, I think he played pretty well the whole time.
Yeah, it was just that one turn losing the Ferrophone where he should have just gone Charizard.
Yeah. Although is better.
Yeah, so congratulations to Arkhan, commiserations to Lizardu, and does anyone else have anything else to say before we end?
Sign up for Season 8. We need people.
I'm glad we're banning Berserk June.
Yeah.
Don't let this distract you from the fact that Season 5 win is still a Mickey Mouse ring.
I mean, and even with how busted Berserk June is, like, Arkhan still played really well.
No,
like,
for sure, yeah.
All the time, he was.
Yeah, he's
like,
a good battler.
I had a match against him in the playoffs, and I thought that I had like almost over prepared for Berserk Gene, and he still just managed to just poke holes in all my defensive mons and just sweep me with it eventually.
And I think
being in his division was rough.
Yeah, I'm still glad I was able to beat him once somehow.
Same.
They really knew how to. Sorry, they really knew how to play. Like, even if they had busted things, they knew when to play them pretty much perfectly every single time. Like, almost to the exact turn. Like, they knew Like you could tell they were really thinking ahead.
Yeah.
Even with all the shenanigans, like the Berserk Gene and all that, and
Yeah, they were playing chess while their opponents were playing checkers. And I think the perfect way to end this is if Banana reads out his Arkhan copy paste.
oh yeah.
Or
Of course.
Banana, the copy
Yeah.
monster.
So Arkhan 05A2's journey to a Mickey Mouse championship, carried by Berserk Gene. Fish's Rent go burr. 2 weathers in a division with someone that didn't even make secondary playoffs. Lost to local Banana. COVID-19 tax. Sus mascot. Better than Iros? Not a real champion in my book.
And yes, we will end it on that question. Better than Iraz.